What is up, you guys? This is 101 Your Mad Bro, aka KK47M, and we got another installing video today. Just as a quick update, I know I showed you the video of this right here, the big bore shocks. I was thinking of installing them, but I'm going to wait until I break the ultra shocks that are on here now. So look for that installment video if I ever do break my shocks, which as much bashing as I usually do, it might, but we'll see. So for this installment video today, we're going to be installing the, hold on one second, I'm moving all the old parts. So we're going to be installing the telemetry expander today. So let's go ahead and get everything out from the unboxing video you've already seen. Throw that stuff over there if we have to throw it. Here's the other box, don't care about that stuff, so we throw it over there. So look at the directions on how to install it. And one thing is I don't have double-sided tape or any good Velcro tape right now, so I'm just going to let this free float for now. But I'm not going to be doing any bashing until I actually get this mounted upright. So what we'll do is show you how to connect the cables for each one and how they function towards all the other stuff, and as well as installing all the components for that telemetry expander. So what we'll do is go ahead and actually do this get this cable fished into the receiver. So I already took this off from before, I just didn't put it on, so I can be able to show you how to put this all together. So I'll take my handy dandy knife right here, go ahead and open this bag up, and we'll take all these components out. There are some bigger screws that we won't be using because there is no tie downs for this, so you have to either glue it down or whatever. So here's your cable. What we're going to do is go ahead and fish this through the bottom of the truck right here. So it's going to be going through here and coming through here. So let's go ahead and show you how to put this through here. You know, it's going to be extremely easy. So what you do is you basically go ahead and fish this one side in through here. Now, when you get this through, you'll just have to go through this side because there's two different hole sizes. Since this one's a little bit bigger, you have to go through this side. So let's go ahead and put this in through here. And what you're going to have to do is take one of your tools. Watch this antenna wire, make sure you don't bend it. What you're going to have to do is curl this upwards so that it can go through that hole. There we go. Very, very tight in this little box. Try not to pull on this too much, just a light pull so you don't wreck any of the wiring. Make sure this rubber seal stays put. And what you'll do is match up the cords or the prongs to the holes, which is like this. Let me zoom in real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's prongs, there's 4 prongs here, so you'll match those with this, and just go ahead and push those in like that. Just that simple. So simple. You just go ahead and push those in, make sure it's in there good and straight so that it doesn't affect how this will seat inside. Then what you'll do is go ahead and push that into some sort of slot where this will fit without messing anything up. And then same thing with this. Pull on certain things, but don't pull too hard, otherwise you'll wreck it. Like the antenna, I have to pull a little bit and move everything around. So once that's done, what you'll do is take your silicone oil and go ahead and remove that from its container. Release. What you do is you go ahead and take your silicone oil. Then you gotta pop a hole in it. So I'm a little jittery because I had a bunch of coffee before this, so I'm kind of bouncing off the wall. I had some of that good Death Wish coffee stuff. Oh, it's great. So what you do is just take a little globs here and basically go over everything, making sure that it's all lubed up. So what you do is you take your finger, glue a little bit on your finger like so. Go ahead and just go around the O-ring like so and lubricate this. And what you'll do is go ahead and screw back down the top portion. Okay, so now that's in, what we'll do is go ahead and grab our expander and let's move this up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and take our expander and we'll go ahead and set it for right here, right next to this area. So what you'll have to do, actually it's backwards, there we go. So it's going to be like that. And we'll take, I think this is a bigger, yes. So we'll use the 2.5 millimeter screwdriver, or driver, and go ahead and take all the screws out of this one. Okay, so once you're done with that, you'll take the front cover off, like so. Just comes off like that. Then you can set that over here. And then you take the main cover off, make sure the gasket doesn't completely fly off. And so you just make sure the gasket sits seated in there correctly. And then what you'll do is go ahead and take the part that came from the receiver, and we'll put it in the expansion port, which says right here in the directions where to put the expander. So this is where it goes, right here. So with that, we'll take this and let me zoom in so you can see where this actually does go inside the port. So you got this right here, and it's kind of hard doing it by myself actually. Just give me 1 second. Camera work's gonna be a little rough. So basically there's the two ports, so it'll be going in this second port right here. Again, make sure you match up with the holes with the prongs and go ahead and plug this in. Make sure it's seated in there well. Push a little extra just to make sure it's seated in. And you're good to go for there. So now we'll go ahead and set this aside because we're going to put our other cables in. And the other ones we'll be putting in are right here. Zoom out a little bit. Is the voltage connector. So let's go ahead and open this up. Got twist tie. Don't need that. So what you do with this is go ahead and hook it to into your waterproof sensor. So what you basically just go ahead and put this together. It'll snap in. You have to put it in with some force, and you'll hear a little snap. It means these little hooks right here and here hooked on good enough and well. So what you'll do is you just go ahead and put this to a side, and then we'll go ahead and open up this next part that will have the sensor part of it. So you go ahead and take this, and you have another zip tie. And then there is some double-sided tape, for sticking that to the frame, or the. And then with this, it'll show you what you can hook it up to and how to hook it up. So basically, what we're going to be doing is hooking, not this part, actually, yeah, no, it says for the voltage. So basically what it's going to go into, and it tells you what port to put it into. So you can use any of the 6 ports. So what we'll do is just use the first 2 up on the top next to the expansion port. So what we'll go ahead and do is take our 4-set prong in the expansion, and we'll go ahead and hook it up next to the expansion wire that we just put in. So you just go ahead and push that in like so. I know it's kind of far away, so you can't really see it too extremely well, but that's where it's going to sit. And that's how it's going to sit in there. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to move it over here to the side. And we'll go ahead and just push that in good enough so it doesn't want to move on us. So let's go ahead and how it's set up. Then this part will be glued down somewhere around here, and basically it's going to sit like that. And this will be hooked up to our voltage checker like so. So you just go ahead and match these up and push it together. You'll hear a little click, which is good, so that means it's seated correctly. So now that's seated correctly, we can go ahead and move to the next part in the installment, and that is the temperature sensor. Now the temperature sensor is going to be a little bit different because it's a little bit longer. Once again, you got the double-sided tape that's inside, which is very nice, and it's the same way you can put it in any expansion port. So what we'll do is go and turn this around, move some stuff around here, turn all this stuff over there, and we'll go ahead and pull this around like so, and let's turn down here. And what we'll do is go ahead and take our temperature sensor, and we'll be going in through the side. There's a little hole that you push it in through. So we'll go ahead and put that inside like so. And pull this around. This goes to the engine, so we'll put that in later. What this will go is down through here and then be pushed in through there. There's a lot of here and there's, but then we'll just go ahead and hook this right in below our voltage check. So that's going to sit in there like so. And then you're pretty much set. And what you got to do for that is have this there we go, is the temperature sensor for the thermal part of it, so you can seat it on there well without it sliding off. And so what you'll do is have this clip, and what you need to do as well is take this rear bumper off because it's going to get in the way a little bit. So let's go ahead and take this off so we can have room. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and take this motor cover off. And the way we have to do that is take those 2 screws out like I showed you how to put the sensor in before. So let's go ahead and take this out. Then what you're going to have to do is use the smaller, to take the set screw off of the gear. And what you'll need to use, if I remember correctly, is the 1.5 millimeter driver for that. So let me zoom in so you can see what's going on here. Okay, so yeah, you'll take the set screw that's right here in the motor out, and what you'll have to do is just go ahead and take this off. Now with that, we can take the motor out, and what you'll do is take these 2 screws here and here out with 5/64 driver. But before I forget, you won't be able to do that without taking your spur gear off, so we'll have to go ahead and take this off. So now with the spur gear off, we can go ahead and take out these screws to the motor. Okay, now you see that the motor backed out of the motor mount. What we'll do is just go ahead and take this because this is already hooked up. What we'll do is go ahead and pull this motor out. Make sure to clean it off, make it all pretty. And what we'll do is go ahead and put our heat sensor. And there's this little clip right here that you can go ahead and put the sensor into it. Let's go ahead and put that in there like so. Then you'll take your zip tie, go ahead and put it through the mount. Let me do that now. Okay, sorry about that. We're going to be cutting in and out a lot because of how long this video is taking. So, sorry if I am taking too long. I'm just trying to get this right so I don't mess it up. Otherwise, I'm screwed. So, just got to make sure this is all on correctly, so I don't have to go over this again, because that would suck. Hold on one second. Okay, so what you'll do is go ahead and zip tie this on, and the sensor will sit on the motor correctly. Just gotta make sure it's on there good enough. Always double check, make sure it's always on there correctly, otherwise you're pretty much screwed. Okay, so now this is on pretty tight, I'd say. Just gotta hold it down. Okay, so it's on there pretty good and tight. So what you do is just go ahead and cut off the zip tie. And go ahead and wrap this back around, and we'll go ahead and put the motor back in. Move it in like so. Okay, so now that the motor's in, yeah, sorry if this video is a little bit more choppy than normal because I'm trying to do like 15 things at once and it's kind of difficult by myself. Don't have anybody on camera. So go ahead and screw this motor back in, but don't screw it in all the way tight, just enough to where it'll hold itself in place. so that when we get the spur gear and everything else back in, it'll be fine. We won't have to move it too much more. Okay, so that's good to go. So now all we have to do is just check and make sure that the motor is seated properly to the spur. Too much grinding, usually back it off a little bit. Now you can do the paper test, which, let me find a paper I'm not using anymore. So use the paper that they gave me. Go ahead and put this through. So go ahead and tighten this down. Pretty much set right there. Make sure everything's all shippy shape. Okay, so now that that's all done, pretty much almost set to go. We just gotta test everything out next and sync it up to my Bluetooth setup. So hopefully you enjoyed all the setup and everything, even though it's kind of crazy and whatnot, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and you guys have a good rest of the day.